Hey guys, happy Monday. Last week of school. Isn't that exciting? I haven't seen you in so long, and I still am not seeing you. But you're seeing me. That's creepy, isn't it? Somewhat. Anyhow, we're gonna do some lessons here on genetics, because it's a whole chapter that we shouldn't just skip in your book. And, well, if we skip it, then I feel like I've neglected to teach you some important stuff this year. And I know we could spend forever on animals, but, you know, we gotta pick and choose what we can do here in the last few minutes. So, let's go ahead and learn some stuff. Right. Here it is, Genetics, Section 1. What is genetics? Well, let's find out. Ooh, there it is. It's the study of how features are passed from parents to offspring. One of the features might be the fur color on these Labradors. And a trait is a distinguishing quality that all members of a species have in common. So, like, a trait might be that all dogs have 4 paws. Okay? But traits can have variations. Different dogs might have different paws, all right, which are different forms of the same trait, okay? Or like all dogs have fur, okay? But a variation would be the different colors of fur that different Labradors might have. So here is, a couple human traits, okay? Tongue rolling. We can roll our tongue. Or we can't roll our tongue would be a variation. Hair color, hair texture, eye color, and the variations are the different colors. All right. Some people have freckles. Some people do not. Okay, so freckles is a trait. Do you have them or do you don't? That's a variation. Are you left or right-handed? That's a trait. Variation, left or right. Okay. The fact that we are handed, I guess, would be the trait. Okay, then the variation is left or right. So hopefully this list gives you a good idea of the difference between traits and variations. All right. So heredity can be thought of as what you actually get or inherit from your parents. Okay, so it is what your parents have passed to you, the traits that you get from them. All right. So you get combinations from both your mom and your dad, and that determines what you look like. So, your heredity basically determines who you are. All right. But in addition to that, you also have some environmental influences too, which we're going to talk about here next. All right. So environmental influences are, well, what society does to you, how your parents raised you up, all these different conditions that might determine who you are more so than heredity. All right. But really, it's a combination of both that determines you, okay? There's a great debate, nature versus nurture. What has more influence on you? Your heredity or your environment? All right, here's a little joke for you. So, this is a tree. This is like nature tree. This is nurture tree. And this is, what are we supposed to do with it? Wah, 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 wah. Okay, I don't really get the joke, but I guess they're both fighting over the baby, maybe. Who knows? All right. Debate of nature versus nurture. So nature is the heredity part. Nurture is the environment part. All right. So how do heredity and environment work together? Well, this is something that scientists have studied like long and hard for a long, long time. And so one way that they could test how environment affects human beings is study identical twins, because they have exactly the same heredity. Okay, so what would happen if you have 2 identical twins and say they were accidentally separated at birth? Well, it has happened before. So here is what they found, which is kind of interesting here. All right. So they separated identical twins, And now identical twins, the reason why they're identical, of course, you might not know this, but when you are formed inside of your mother, there is an egg there and a sperm cell meets it. Identical twins come from the same egg and the same sperm cell. And that egg and sperm cell, once they fuse and become a zygote, okay, for some reason that zygote splits in half. And so it's exactly the same, all right, in identical twins. Same heredity. Okay, now the other type of twins, fraternal twins, all right, there was for some reason 2 eggs, okay, and they both got fertilized, all right. So I think identical are actually more common than fraternal ones. So anyhow, all the traits are the same, all right. So when these twins are separated, okay, in many cases, when they grow up in different homes, all right, so they have a different environment, but they still look the same when they got older, all right. But they also chose the same career paths, okay, the same studies in school. So interestingly enough, heredity does play a big role in who you become. Maybe even more so than the environment. All right. So I'm sure there's certain factors that are environmentally influenced, but many are not. All right. So pretty neat stuff. All right. So here are some key questions here to take away, and I'm going to see if you guys can answer them right here. What is a trait? All right. Well, remember, a trait is just a characteristic, essentially, and all species have specific traits, okay? Like, well, for instance, humans have a good intellect, all right? We all have the ability to stand on 2 feet. We all have thumbs, all right? What is a variation? Well, just differences in those traits, okay? We all have skin color, but our skin color can be quite many shades, and that's the variation. All right. And what is heredity? Well, remember, heredity is the nature. Not the nature. Yeah, heredity is the nature. Nurture is the environment. Okay, nature is what you get inherited from your parents. It's what gets passed on to you. So, pretty neat stuff. All right, so interesting picture here. These are 4 identical quadruplets, okay? Pretty neat. So sometimes you have a zygote splits 4 times and you get 4 children. Yeah, must have been tough for that mother. Anyhow, so hope you enjoyed the video. It was good seeing you. Maybe next time I see you guys, I'll have a haircut and remember to shave. But anyhow, take care, guys, and God bless. I will see you again soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.